So I really want to give myself a huge round of applause, because I really feel like in this moment of my life that I'm finally able to be able to say that I am using everything that I've learned about life up until this point to make the rest of my life more meaningful. And what I mean by that is this, right? I finally have been able to make my hardships, or what I've viewed as my hardships, work for me. So, just a little background story about myself. I am a very multifaceted person, and for most of my life, that has been something that has confused me about what I should be doing as far as my career, or just as far as how I want to live my life, as far as like socially, financially, spiritually, all that. So with me knowing that I'm a multifaceted person, with me knowing that it's a bunch of different things that I'm interested in, or that I am intelligent in, or talented in, it's really been hard for me to figure out what I wanted to do, to be honest. Like when I was younger, I used to dance. So that was something that I did, like eat, breathe, sleep, dance. Like I was a whole athlete out here, a whole concert dancer and competitive dancer. Like that was just what I did. I was on the black dance scene in Philly growing up. And so that was something that, you know, was a major part of my life. And the more I talk about certain topics on this blog, the more that side of me will come out. But just giving you guys a little bit of background. But anyway, once I graduated high school, I went to Performing Arts High School for dance. But once I graduated high school, I did not pursue dance professionally because I wanted to go into the field of education. So I got my undergrad, my bachelor's degree in early childhood education, and then I got certified to teach pre-K through 4th grade. So that's something that recently I have been able to make work for me. And I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. But in addition to getting my undergrad in ECE, early childhood education, I have my master's in urban education. And urban education is more so like a policy and practice type of thing. So we would study and examine school policy, critique it, critique the practice of school policies, mainly on a public school level, but we also delved into charter schools and parochial schools as well, and private schools too. But pretty much one of our main purposes in the program, the urban education program, was to just pretty much look at what's going on within the schools now, look at specific school reforms, look at certain historical moments that may have changed the trajectory of how America approaches education and how we design our education system. Talks about how racial disparities play a part in how we consume information and how we learn and things like that. It's a lot of different things that we got into. Like, it was one of the most invigorating and enlightening experiences that I had in my adult life, was getting my master's in that, in urban education. There were a bunch of different tracks that I could have chosen to concentrate in, but the one that I chose, the concentration that I chose, was school and community partnerships, because I felt like that was one of the most substantial areas that I could help with, right? Because, like I said, I was a dancer. I grew up in a dance school, and a dance school is pretty much like a youth center, a community center. You communicate with families. You watch people grow. You know, everything's like a full circle moment. It's an entire community within the dance school. So I already knew, because of the role that I played as a child in my dance school, I already knew that me doing something community based is what I would do best in, right? So I got my degree in urban education with a concentration in school community partnerships, but I also still have that general knowledge of like school reforms, history, historical moments that shaped our country's education system, policy and practice, like all of that. So when I go to create the school and community partnerships that my degree allows me to do, I'm doing it from an informed place because I understand the plights of the school system from a like a big picture perspective. So I just said a lot and I'm about to get to the point. So here's the point, right? So now I'm finally in a place in my life where I have been making all of those credentials kind of work for me. Like before, I was teaching for the school district. I was a pre-K teacher, and guys, one day I'm going to tell y'all about how I became a pre-K teacher, because when I tell you I never thought that I would ever teach pre-K. Like, I really thought I was going to teach 4th grade, but I ended up doing pre-K for a funny reason. I'll give y'all that video one day. It's hilarious, the reason why I chose pre-K. And baby, when I tell you, I was in for a rude awakening once I got in pre-K, because teaching pre-K is hard. It's so much harder than teaching the grades. If you're doing everything by the book and the way that they want you to do it, it's so much harder than teaching the grades. Like, for real, I should have just took a 3rd grade or 4th grade class and went on about my day. But I'm glad I did pre-K, don't get me wrong, and I'll tell y'all why I'm glad in a little bit. But honey, pre-K, that the people in Chicago be like, they ain't no home. Pre-K ain't no home. It ain't easy. It is not easy at all. But anyway, and now I'm at the point in my career, after being a teacher, after having a little bit of experience doing admin, because I did work for a national-based nonprofit organization that deals with early childhood education, pre-K to be exact, and they had a supplemental program that I was pretty much responsible for making sure that the program ran right? So that means anywhere from training people on how to actually implement our curriculum, creating partnerships with other child care centers who may want to have the program at their center, training people on how to how to implement like classroom management techniques effectively. So it was a lot that was involved in that position. And so, yeah, my experience as a pre-K teacher helped me get more informed in that role. But that role actually is what helped me get to where I am today, which is feeling a lot more free. So now I can get to the point. So recently, something that I started is a program. Well, it's actually not a program. This is a company called the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative. Okay, now it will be nonprofit, and right now we're still in the incubation stages, but we are going to operate as a nonprofit organization. And the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative has a bunch of different functions. Right now, the main thing that is under the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative is a gross motor development program that incorporates dance, self-regulation, and movement, like gross motor skills, right? The program is called Movement, Dance, and Me. And what we do is we go to different preschools and we teach dance classes. We help the children learn self-regulation skills such as active listening, paying attention to details, following instructions. We also help the kids build their gross motor skills. So anything that involves like running, skipping, jumping, hopping, marching, squatting, obstacle courses, throwing, tosses, like specific things that force the children to not only use their self-regulation skills, but to also use their bodies to engage in something physical. And then of course we teach choreography, and we teach them like elements of dance, elements of performance. And at the end of the school year, we actually put on a performance for the parents at graduation. And so this is the first year that I was able to operate my program that I created. And again, I wouldn't have been able to create that program if it weren't for me having that last position that I just told you about with the national nonprofit organization that had their own supplemental program. And so in many ways, my program operates similar to that program. However, it's just a different focus. For example, we're focusing on the gross motor development and the self-regulation skills. The other program focuses more on literacy, which is great for both, you know what I mean? Because I think that children should have a balanced approach, you know, with their learning. So yeah, there are programs that exist that focus on literacy, but my idea was to say, hey, let me duplicate this, create a program that's similar to this, but the focus instead is on teaching children about gross motor skill development and self-regulation, because not only are they good for the children to learn now, but they're also going to help prepare them for kindergarten. And that all falls under the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative. So that's that. We have that program going. Another thing that the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative does is we have a workforce development program. Now, the workforce development program is pretty much, it's multifaceted, right? So at this stage right now, what we're doing is we're just offering professional development workshops, right? So we have a professional development workshop about how you can use gross motor skill development to enhance your classroom management system in your pre-K classroom. And so, of course, teachers that participate in that training, they'll get some tips and tricks from our company about how to use some of the things that we're utilizing during the gross motor skill development classes each week. You can use it in your day-to-day to help curb some of the undesired behaviors, to help make sure that children are all engaged or on the same page and things like that. And so that training is paramount for our workforce development program. Over the summertime, our workforce development program does something called Summer Stream. And pretty much Summer Stream is just a way to bridge the gap between directors, teachers, and parents prior to the start of the school year. Because we believe at the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative, we believe that if all stakeholders in a child's education are on the same page, and if they have good communication with each other, then it's only going to benefit the child, and it's only going to enhance the child's learning experience. So our workforce development program and our Summer Stream program pretty much work hand in hand. The workforce development professional developments happen throughout the school year, but the summer stream happens in the summer. Yeah, it's beautiful. Now, we do have some new programs that are coming up under the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative umbrella. For example, we have a partnership right now with a cosmetologist who also happens to be my sister, but she's a cosmetologist and an esthetician, and her name is the Miracle Worker. So we partner with her company because we want to be able to provide a vocational experience for pre-K level children, because the earlier we're exposing children to different career paths or different interests and skills, the earlier they might find out what they want to do with their life. So the program that we are working on is called the Mini Miracle Workers, and pretty much what we're going to be teaching the younger ones is hygiene. We're teaching them about hygiene. We're teaching them about life skills. We're teaching them about cleanliness. We're teaching them about their skin, their hair, their nails, how to care for these things, how to be healthy. We're even giving them an experience of working with certain tools and working with like mannequins and things like that, so they can decide on whether or not they actually like designing hair and doing hair and possibly even cutting hair. So we're just going to be exposing them to like the basic, very basic, age appropriate elements of the cosmetology world and the esthetician world. And this is again to spark interest, and then not only that, but to also help to expose children to different genres. Like, for an example, imagine how much science and STEM can be learned during a cosmetology class for pre-K students, right? So we're teaching across contexts. We're also enforcing literacy, the use of literacy and things like that in these courses. And so those are two supplemental programs that we offer. We also have our workforce development program and our summer stream program. So that's pretty much what we're doing right now. The cosmetology program is actually set to launch this August. And we're going to continue to expand our dance program, our Movement Dance and Me program. Now, the one thing that I'm so proud of is the fact that Movement Dance and Me really did so good this year, and I have been doing all of the work on my own, like all of the admin work, designing the curriculum, designing the program, actually going and delivering the instruction. Like, everything has been done by me solely, and I'm telling you, I'm running this thing just as well, if not better, than I was doing when I was working for that nonprofit organization that I told you guys about. I really love the fact that I was able to get in that role, get in that position, really understand the role, and really use my understanding to create something that I could do on my own terms now. I love that, and that makes me feel so settled in my life right now. It also makes me feel settled to be able to know that eventually I'm going to have independent contractors that are going to be able to do the same thing that I'm doing and make a living the same way that I am right now, just by doing something that I was able to create, right? So, and that's for both programs, for the Movement Dance and Me program, but also I'm going to put my sister in position to do the same thing with the program that we're partnering on, right? Because it's only right, you know. We work hard, we find a way for ourselves, and so we help other people find a way for themselves as well. So, yeah, and we do plan on creating more programs. Like, our whole theme for the KG Ready initiative is performing arts and vocational studies. So any other supplemental programs that you see come from the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative is either going to be surrounded by the performing arts, the performing and creative arts, or it's going to be surrounded by vocational studies. Because again, we want students to really tap into their interests, their skills, their talents at an early age, so that they can be introduced to a career path. They can have a vision for their life. They can have a purpose early on for how they want to maneuver. Because listen, I'm telling you, if I didn't have dance in my life as a kid, I don't know what choices I would have made in life. I really don't, because dance was so important to me, and it was introduced to me at a very early age. And so I want to create those same opportunities for kids. So yes, we have the dance program. Yes, by August, the cosmetology program will be up and running. We do have other programs in the works. I won't talk about those yet because it doesn't make sense to talk about them until they're ready to launch. But I'm so excited. Like, I can really see this being something that is super helpful to existing daycare centers that, you know, they need help. Like, they need help with providing high quality programming, and they need help with exposing their students to more things. Eventually, if we are able to be grantors and we're able to grant certain daycare centers money so that they can get additional resources for their kids, oh, that would be the icing on the cake. Like, that would be what this whole thing is all about. That's really what I would love. But in the meantime, we building slow. This is something that's going to go slow and steady. It's something that's necessary. It's something that's needed. It's something that I believe in, and I'm going with it. Another thing that I'm so excited about, and I'm so glad that right now I'm like really dedicating myself to uploading on YouTube more frequently than I was before. Because as you all know, I have a curriculum, a digital home-based curriculum for parents, and the curriculum literally teaches parents how to go about teaching their children social emotional skills and executive functioning skills. Now, I told you guys my degree is in school and community partnerships. My master's is in school and community partnerships. And while I was doing my my degree, I literally could not ignore the fact that one of the most important partners that we should be catering to as a people, if we want these children to flourish, is the parents. Like, we have to cater to the parents. We have to help the parents. We have to make sure that the parents are aware of certain things. So now, being as though I don't have to work a 9 to 5 anymore because I have more flexibility with the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative popping off, I'm able to make more content and really promote my curriculum. Like, this curriculum was created literally 3 years ago, and I've just been sitting on it because I still had to go to my 9 to 5. I still had to take care of my, other responsibilities, which that schedule didn't really allow for much flexibility. Like, with this schedule now, I work 13.5 hours a week. And yeah, I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff for KG Ready. Don't get me wrong, I do. But like, I only have to be on site for 13.5 hours each week. That's nothing. Like, that's literally nothing. And actually, 13.5 hours is not 13.5 hours. That's with me including the dance classes that I teach at night. So if I was taking away the dance classes that I teach at night, it's way less. It's like 5 hours a week that I'm working on, that I have to be on site for KG Ready. So I love that. Like, I'm loving that. I love the fact that I have more time now to actually think and to put my thoughts together and to actually put content out there. I really hope that more people are viewing my things and understanding where I'm going with this. Oh, excuse me. Understanding where I'm going with this and where I'm trying to go with this. Everything that I'm doing from this point on is focused now, and I'm loving that I'm able to be more focused now. Because before, like, I had an end goal in mind, but it's like, how do I get there? But now I can see clearly now. The rain is gone, so I'm happy. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, look into my curriculum because y'all might need it. Share it with a friend. Do what you got to do to make sure that you're being the best parent that you have to be. And I'm going to keep on coming out with some more things for parents because I really believe that you guys are like so essential. And you're always overlooked. You're always underestimated. You're always disempowered. Like, we want to stop that. We about to empower y'all. And make sure that y'all understand that you have a voice. You have, not just a voice, you have civic capacity. So you can make moves. You can make power moves for the benefit of your children. Bigger power moves than you could ever even imagine. It just takes more conversation. It takes more thought. It takes more effort. And that's what I'm here for, to show you guys and to show you guys where you should be looking to place your effort. Because like I said, I told you, I got the wide view, the broad view, the big picture view of the American school system. So I can help with that, you know? So the goal is to increase parental involvement and parental engagement. The goal is to promote positive youth development. The goal is to use the development of social emotional intelligence and executive functioning skills to aid with that positive youth development. And the goal is to just see a widespread in positive change for our youth, for our parents, for our schools, for our communities, all that. So yes, La Maverick, that is me. I am the creator of Parental Guidance, a parent's guide to positive youth development, as well as the Kindergarten Readiness Initiative that has a number of supplemental programs for early childhood education. Specifically serving low-income neighborhoods, because baby, we're taking our talents to places that need us, not to places that already have great resources. We want to serve people that need us, because we need them too. One of the most difficult parts about being a parent is that there aren't any rules. That's exactly why I created Parental Guidance. This is a home-based curriculum that includes a textbook and an online course. This curriculum was constructed to assist parents in teaching their children about social emotional intelligences. We also key in on executive functioning and positive youth development. This includes self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, building and managing relationships, making responsible decisions, personal development, and self-evaluation. There are 30 lesson plans that include rationale and objectives, discussions and journaling, activities, and ongoing tips for parents. The online course teaches you how to successfully implement this curriculum with your children. Don't you need parental guidance? This curriculum was designed specifically for you. It acts as a guide to help parents develop their children's social emotional intelligences and their executive functioning skills. The curriculum is 100% digital now. We also added 4 new features. You get an assessment tool, 2 journals, and a deck of discussion cards. We also added 2 bonus features. You get access to our community and parents workshop, as well as an exclusive interview with myself, the creator of Parental Guidance. There's a total of 6 units with 5 lessons in each unit. Use the online portal to watch videos on how to accurately complete the activities in each lesson. You could also download any of the resources that you may need to complete the activities.